Rosenkavalier is very much about time and about the passage of time. The Marschallin, who feels at the age of 32 that she's getting old, who describes in her famous monologue in the first act about being obsessed with the feeling of time passing and confessing that she sometimes gets up and stops all the clocks in the house in order to not feel time passing. The Rosenkavalier is, of course, a very complicated thing to direct because it is or perhaps the social comedy that was ever written. You are dealing with a very particular period, a very particular society, with very specific codes of behavior and an interaction. You cannot escape a certain feeling of the 19th century, but of course the piece was written also has a real fin de siècle feeling because the world that is being described is a world that, as Strauss and Hofmannsthal were composing the opera, was on the brink of disappearing forever. In this production, we have wanted again to set this piece exactly at the time that Strauss wrote it, 1910. We were very inspired by architects and designers of the Vienna Secession. So we have imagined shiny white stone floors as against wood, completely undecorated surfaces as against the rich fabric-colored walls of the Marschallin's bedroom and the rooms around it. Having made a decision to set this piece in this period, of course, the military becomes quite important, not to mention the fact that the characters, in any case, bring a certain military background to this. Octavian is described as a young officer. The Marschallin's husband is the head of the army. Renée Fleming, who is an artist I love and someone I've worked with a number of times over the years. I am also very much looking forward to working with Elīna Garanča. We've never worked together before. I think she will be wonderful, Octavian, and I think she and Renée will be very interesting together.
She's quite complicated, and she loves Octavian, but she's more mature than he is. So she really sees the future in a way that he doesn't. But, you know, it's that beauty of having a relationship with a younger person that enables you to have that spark again, that sort of sense of joy and hope for the future that is extraordinary.
Yeah, for Octavian, I think it's one of the longest mezzo-soprano roles for the lyric mezzo-soprano. It really is. Literally, the first note of the opera is Octavian and the last note of the opera is Octavian.
It's true.
It's very challenging because as a woman you have to play a boy and you arrive in a moment where you as a woman play a boy who plays a woman. So it's kind of a double, triple playing around.
You have these mixed feelings all the way through the piece about what you're seeing, and I think Rosenkavalier has to have that in order to work, a bitter-sweet quality, a melancholy, laughter through tears, all of these half shades which coincide with the fin de siècle quality of the composition.